Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. And as you can see in my character, I got the nice little ice sheen effect from the bug from the warband activity, or not warband, the raid activity from this guy. It happens every now and again. It's pretty, honestly, no pun intended, but pretty cool looking. It's a shame that this isn't more of a permanent fixture kind of effect or thing, and I'm pretty sure that you are the only one that can see this when you have this happen to you in game. Nobody else can see it, but anyway, nonetheless, just throwing that out there because it just happened. But anyway, in this video, I wanted to give a list of things for the developers. A list of things of changes that honestly need to happen, and it involves various various mostly gear swaps and upgrades and things of that nature that would make things way more streamlined for all of us. The grind, of course, in this mobile game is already far into the obscene at this point, even though, yes, it is an ARPG, that's how they go, but it also being a pay-to-win mobile game, add that into the fray of things, and it makes the grind even that much more absurd. So, things that I think should change. For right now, actually, the biggest thing I like to see that they could do, they've done it before, our poor little familiars here. They seem to be struggling on the pickup again. They seem to be really struggling on the overall pickup of items. We have to basically, I'm finding myself now more again. So I don't know if it fell off the past couple patches or what, but they have a hard time to keep up picking up all the stuff on the ground and keeping up with our character in general. Just our speed is off the charts, ridiculous as it is now in this game, and our familiars are struggling. So that would be one thing that they could do. They've done in the past. They've increased, I think, the radius of the pickup, but they need to actually honestly do that even further. Again, because it needs another readjustment. Okay, then we have... Oh, this is probably wishful thinking on my part here, or probably for a lot of us, but I think we should have a extraction system for class-specific affixes like we do with legendary essences. I think this needs to be in effect. Granted, we have the crafting system now, to where we can go to the craft, Charcy here. We can item craft, and we can do, let's just pick something at random here. We can do a fine craft, and then this is where you can go in and select certain affixes. Not all, they're not all available, depending on what piece it is, mind you. So let's go ahead and see. There's the list here for wizard in particular. That's a helmet. Let's pick a weapon and do a fine craft and see what we have here. Yeah, see, there are different affixes depending on whether it's weapons or armor. So we can do this, yes, but it's a one-time deal, and as we know, goodbye, legendaries that we have over time throughout upgrading will get swapped out, and we can still apply the essences to a stronger stat piece of gear that we may get later with better magic affixes, but then this said piece that we were using will have this lost, and we have to go out and grind and farm forever to try to get it again and stack them up to the preferred 4/4s, of course, with certain affixes. But then you're not, honestly, by the time you get that done, you'll be swapping out those pieces for something better again, and you'll lose that all over. So I would like to honestly see a class-specific extraction system, just the same as we have for essences, because yeah. And also, you can argue, oh, well, you can also re-roll the class-specific essences on a piece of gear, but you're burning 10 Terra essences per re-roll. Not 1, but 10 per re-roll. Where are they, by the way? I have them in here somewhere. Well, anyway, that's not important, I guess. Oh, there they are. Yeah, right here. But nonetheless, obviously I haven't used it because the 10 Terra Essence reroll 1 chance per turn on these is absolutely ridiculous. When they first mentioned it, I thought it was going to be 1 Terra Essence per reroll. So I was like, all right, that's cool, that's fine. No, it's 10. And that's a whole week's worth of Terra Essence running. Gone in one reroll. That's absolutely absurd and ridiculous. Again, like I said, that's why I would prefer to see a class-specific essence extraction system implemented. All right? I mean, that's, again, wishful thinking probably on my part. But please, devs, take note of some of these ideas and put them into practice. You would be much more favored across the board, I think, in the community if you do so. I'd like to see also a progressive 2-star upgrade system like we have for the 5-star gems, only to simplify that some more. The 2-star system is okay for what it is for now, and if you have all the materials, it will automatically craft the pieces for you if you need to. You have to just collect them, and it'll show you what you're going to use here, and then also it will show you here where it's getting all the gem power from. But honestly, still, just put in a progressive upgrade system like we do for the 5 stars, so that way it's a lot more simplified, I do believe. Just the same here. All you got to do is 1 copy and then X amount of dust, and then you will still make incremental gains, which is the vast majority of what we do in the game anyway, is incremental gains. So might as well put it in. You did it for the 5 stars, do it for the 2 stars. The 1 stars only use 1 copy of themselves for the all the way up to rank 10 anyway, so that's kind of a moot point on these. But as far as the 2 stars go, once you get to rank 5, they become much more of a pain because you have to make a rank 3 and a rank 5, and those copy will increase as you go all the way up to rank 10 on 2 stars. So I'd definitely like to see a progressive upgrade system in place for the 2-star gems as well. All right, let's see what else we got here. I got a list. You're on the list. Chris Jericho reference there. Let's see. A set essence transfer system. A set essence transfer system. Yes. As much as we have to constantly farm and craft up wisps, it takes forever in between the short amount of time that we have from one difficulty to the next. It is actually very short. You might not think so, but it is. When we get these, triple rolls we need for mostly raid pushing. And then it's not our preferred set, mind you, yeah? So then this is my mishmash raid build because I have no sets that coincide with... Oh, actually, I do have one. Just by happenstance. I happen to get 2 of these maximum combat triple rolls in that case. This one... Oh, I do, because I'm wearing my bracelets. That give me that bonus there. This one, no bonus there for that. And no bonus here for this, because... Well, they're triple rolls. That's maximum combat rating on a triple roll currently. So, yeah. In these kind of instances... I'd like to see a transfer system for the set pieces as well, so that the essences, so that way you can just transfer. Say, oh hey, this is my PvP gear, which is usually fortitude, willpower, 2 statters for the most bang for your buck in that sense. Yeah. So then be like, okay, I want to transfer to like Gloom Guide from my Grace or that kind of thing. I'd like to see that implemented. That would be very, very nice. We're running dungeons like no tomorrow as it is. You still haven't really... It was a slight W for when you gave us the triple rolls that were... The exceptional set pieces would be triples. But other than that, it's still not enough, obviously. We're still trying to struggle and burning through wisps like no tomorrow, trying to craft up the triple slotted greens that are still just atrocious to get. And then not only that, but then the stats may not be all that great either, or what we really want on them. So yeah, let's get that would be nice to see a set essence transfer system as well. Let's see. Oh, has anybody else noticed this? This is a big one. As I know, this is probably across the board, and I don't think it's just an RNG thing anymore. It's felt like the normal gem drops in parties on the daily anymore seem to have fallen horrifically bad now. And to give an example, as of today in particular, honestly, I ran 8 dungeons straight, 0 normal gem drops for me. And then I still went, and then I proceeded to do 2 Terra Rift runs after that. And the 2 Terra Rift runs that we did, I ended up with I ended up with 11. So I still didn't get all 12 in those 2 Terra Rift runs, which is what it normally used to take. So, and that's bad RNG, mind you. But then I still had to proceed and do an additional 2 or 3 dungeons after that to get the last daily party gem I needed to get my 12 in for the day. That's absolutely ridiculous and absurd as well. So I feel like that needs to be fixed. The drop rates on the normal party gems is, yes, it's still random, but I feel like that has dropped off. The more patches that we get, it seems like it just degrades more and more and more. All right. Let's see. Oh, rune drops. Rune drops as well fall into that category. The runes in general have just gotten progressively over the course of time, and they're dropping their rates. They've been diminished every single patch over and over and over. And also, to the note of the runes, I'd like to see a lock possible system on these, so that way you're not actually accidentally salvaging when you go and do the upgrade with Charcy or whatever to do your rune smithing. So that way you're like, oh, I want to still sell certain ones that are sellable. At least, you know, give us the option to lock those in so we don't accidentally use them when we go and, you know, try to gradually upgrade these to a higher quality along the way, because it's going to take forever. Same deal as the normal gems. It's going to take ages to do so because, well, the gem drop rates, the rune drop rates all have like fallen horrifically bad, and like I said, they've degraded. That needs to be adjusted. Oh boy, you hanging with me? How much of this do you agree with? Hopefully it's pretty much all of it. I'm just throwing these ideas out there for the developers to hopefully take note of. Pass this word along. You know, word of mouth goes a long way. Pass this to them if you have the means to do so. Of course, I am not in the partner program, so I have no dog in the fight for this one other than just hear me out. I think they need to take these a little bit more to heart. This would benefit everybody across the board and make everybody much more happier. And, you know, possibly even, of course, a lot more people might be willing to, you know, spend. You know, that's what you're looking for, devs. I know. And whatever else, you just want that cash money. So these are more incentives to do so. And, you know, I'd actually like to see that happen. And overall, it's better for everybody in the long run. And then one big last thing here. Final one. I know it's a long list. I've kind of, you know, ran some of these into the ground. The charm system, of which we loathe still. We can craft, you know, 1 meager skill stone a week with the material drops, and it will give us 3 class skills on them whenever we craft them on the skill stone. But then you are still left with the chance of rolling them for a better percentage. And the only way you're going to get a increased upgrade is if you get a charm that already has the upgraded percentage on them. This is still outdated. This has been long left in the dust for quite a long time. And honestly, when you go and re-roll the skills, the skill stone. You there. Let's see if I have any on me right now that I can do here. Let's see, imbue right here. Let me just pick, I don't know, one of these. It's not gonna matter. And here we go. Here's a skill stone that I happen to have still that I didn't get rid of yet. And then I'll select this one, and then I want to change electrocute on it or something, or pick whichever one I want to change it. Right? But if it's the same percentage, if you happen to roll and land on that same skill, which is RNG at best, again, it's only going to say, oh, you already have as high as you're going to get with this. It won't increase it another 2%. That needs to be implemented. They need to put that in for one. But also, we should have a skill reroll system as well on the charms.
Come back if
because
something interesting.
if you're like me, you got more than, and they can do this by having us use all this alchemical powder that we've amassed from scrapping tons and tons of charms that do nothing for us. Have us have a, you know, a skill swap or a skill even upgrade system in place with this alchemical powder. They can put, like, you know, obscene amount, 100 plus or whatever per attempt or what have you, but at least do something with it, right? We're just leaving these, you know, it's literal dust at this point with these skill stones and what we've done with them up to this point in the game. That needs to be updated. Something needs to be done with the charm system still. It's still absolutely trash. So anyway, there you go. If you've hung out with me this entire time, let me know what you think in the comments down below about all the things discussed here. Do you like these ideas? And if any way, shape, or form anybody catch winds of this and has the means to pass this along to the devs and say, hey, please listen to this, I'd appreciate it. Hopefully everybody else in the community will as well. And but again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, stay safe out there in the real world on fire as always. Take care of yourselves as best you can. One day at a time. It's all we can do. Until next time, see ya.